Welcome to our today's class. I warmly welcome everyone who are watching online and also who have accessed in our offline recording. We started 2 weeks ago a 4 week series class, a spiritual subject related class to handle the life crisis everybody has in different dimensions in terms of personal relationship related, business related, religious or spiritual related, um, social, psychological related. There are a lot of crises we are witnessing, and everyone on a different stage. So I have trying to give you an overall spiritual preview that how we can handle. First of all, we can identify our crisis, and then we can handle and manage well so that we can go towards recovery and towards healing until we become master to handle the crisis positively, smartly, and masterly. So the week one and week two, we learned a lot of new things, different ideas in a spiritual and intellectual way, especially the understanding of our mind, how our mind basically reacts, and how our emotions and body support our mind in case of a crisis. Um and then last week we also learned the best thing about to handle the crisis is to learn the art of letting go, learn to art for power of acceptance, the things or event as it is. And that is without any struggle. You don't need to struggle. You must surrender the situation, and without any reaction, without any over smart move, you just surrender yourself. And that is not the weakness, that is a huge power within you, and you can get the crisis in your favor, and crisis to fix as well. So today, basically, we are in week three, and week three is about um, we will find some uh, meaning of our life, uh, meaning for my um, for my crisis which I am. For example, you could have a low finance, you are struggling financially, or you are at the loss of your job or career, or maybe you are at the loss of something which are related with your marriage life, with your boyfriend, girlfriend. Uh, you probably at the stage of betraying by somebody, or you have lost your mother, dad, or any loved one, uh, or uh, or you could have uh, your childhood trauma or tragedy, which will not last you. You becoming more depressed, and you become victim of your past event, past experience you have, and that is holding you back not to take any decision in the life. So, whatever the storm you have, you need to how you need to get the breakthrough, uh, and you need to give a meaning, a great meaning, a great purpose, and that we will learn some of the books chapter I have selected for you. We will read some paragraph as well. Very, very important paragraph. Maybe it will give you a paradigm shift, and at the same time, you will also learn some story which I have prepared for you, because you will learn more quickly from story as well. So uh, before we going into the week number three um, topic, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Maratib. I'm based in UK, London, and I do run online lifelong study circle. Every Sunday, I bring some new topic, and where a lot of people they come and go, and they contact me. They join my class and on different topics, and I try to help them. I do research for that topic, uh, and then we learn in a two-way. Uh, you also ask question or share insight of your mind related to the subject and topic, and I do address as well, and also I learn from you as well. So, and you can join my online lifelong study circle. Uh, I mean, only on a Zoom or Facebook. Uh, and I usually help the people in the topic like the psychology, philosophy, spirituality, enlightenment. Uh, Also in a Islamic perspective, about Sufism. That is my favorite and area of research as well. Uh, Also, more importantly, how we can live happily with a peaceful life, even in a chaos, in a uh, in a anger related problem I could have, or a tough and complex environment. Maybe I'm living my city or my country maybe in the crisis, and I have to be still stable and positive to in the flow of the pure life. So I often write my articles on maratibali.shad.com, and you can go there as well. And my mostly class recordings are available on my YouTube channel. On the Google, you can search my name, Maratib Ali Shad, one word, and then you can come across my uh, YouTube channel. And also the all content and any action you will take in this class will entirely on your responsibility. I provide you the highest teaching, highest content, but still it is your responsibility how you can implement those things in your life. Okay. So this is the main important disclaimer I can do. So let's go and we have a quick reading about today's topic, uh, that how we need to avoid not to stay long in our uh, crisis. Because if you will stay in your crisis for longer purpose, for longer term, for over a couple of weeks and months and years, then more chances you will have physical issue, heart attack, stroke, uh, psychological problem, mental illness, uh, and you may have a unstable emotional problem as well. You will be very poor in emotional intelligence. The problem is when we stick with any crisis, then you will have a terrible experience in future, because because you are stuck in the past. Because when something happened in your life, whether you lost someone, okay, your loved one is died, and you could not um, accept it, and even you became restless, and you are going in denial. That denial make you restless for next couple of months or year. This denial will impact negatively on your body, on your mind, on your emotion, and overall well-being, and also spiritually as well. So, uh, how the crisis we have, before I go into the reading, I have couple of readings we will read together uh, from Dr. David Hawking. This book I always recommend. This book is Healing and Recovery, okay, by Dr. David Hawkins. He was a spiritual scientist, researcher, and an amazing authority in spirituality world, in the West, in America, in UK as well. So, and I have come across his writing from last couple of years, and I have become uh, amazing student, and my own life transformed through his teaching. He's no longer with us, but his teaching, his books are with me. More importantly, Dr. David Hawken was doing 40 years as a psychiatrist and practicing in the clinic. And at the same time, he wrote hundreds of articles and dozens of books on spirituality. And that's why these type of people are very, very rare in this world, who have a complete overview of spirituality and at the same time medical science or psychological or social sciences. So that's why he is the center of my learning as well. And I recommend you as well to read the books of Dr. David R. Hawking, the subject which I teach, and also to improve your life. So, before I go to, I would ask you to just write on a piece of paper or in a comment or privately about which crisis you are at the moment, which type of problems you are staying for longer, for over a couple of weeks and months and years you are struggling with right now. So, because you must identify and name it, okay? It could be your health problem or multiple health problem. It could be your mental problem or related to a lot of psychological dimensions. It could be the interpersonal relationship. Or also, it could relate it with the finance and money. Nowadays is very, very important. It could be somebody betrayed you. It could be because you have a terrible past events, your trauma, tragedy in your life happens. It could be you become the victim of abuse, or probably you did some abuse to someone. You are in guilt and shame. Uh, you have probably have anger or pride issue, or you could have multiple other things. So just think for 1 minute or 2 minutes, take a sigh of relief, go back in your past, okay? Even though my subject is not allowing you to go in past, but however, we need to uh, root out this past event in your life. So that's why you need to name them. You need to label it on a piece of paper, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And don't tell me, don't show me, just keep that list with you. If you are agree that you are writing, just text me that yes, you are writing on a separate sheet or you are thinking about right now. Just type yes if you are doing it. Okay, so let's go. Thank you. So you keep working on, because of the shortage of time, we will go to our reading. And the some of the reading paragraph I have taken from the book, so that we both learning at the same time live. And then from there we will stumble upon a amazing a story which will open the cure and recovery mode of your life, that how to get rid of from this crisis, which you just name it or list it. Okay. So let's go and reading. So there are a couple of paragraphs. I think there are 5, 6 paragraphs, and then the story, and then we will conclude the session. Okay. So this is from the page 244 from the book Healing and Recovery. Okay. So first paragraph I will read, and then next paragraph or next page I would ask Breandan. He can read it as well. So let's go. Um, so these are the selected paragraphs. Okay, there are a lot of relevant paragraphs you can take from the reading, or you can send me your email address. I can send you the scanned chapter in the email, and then you can read as well if you don't have a book. This so Dr. David Hawkins says those people who have tried this technique have had the same experience on the physical level, demonstrated the truth of this. It can be done with any emotion. One goes into the emotion, then past emotion, and stops calling it anything. One gets in touch with the generic energy of what is coming up. It seems to come right through the solar plexus, or it seems to be everywhere. One goes right to where the experience is being experienced. One has to use a little discipline with the mind and refuse to have the mind fool in oneself. The person says, well, I'm experiencing the death of that person out there. One is not experiencing it out there. One is experiencing in here. Where is that? It is the same place where one always experiences the experience within the feeling self. So this is basically paragraph or the topic is saying, uh, okay, Brendan, I understand, no problem, absolutely fine. Uh, so basically, Dr. David Hawkins has taken an example of a crisis that if somebody has died, maybe your mother, your dad, your grandfather, grandmother, your wife, husband, child, sister, brother, or any loved one is died, and you are not coming out from this trauma, okay? It has made you in apathy. You have become insensitive after experienced someone's death, and uh, you are saying that my current mental and physical condition is because of their death, he, his or her death, and I can't imagine that he and she died. I could not believe. So you basically yourself is blaming, is pointing out there that my current health condition, my current health problem, my current mental problem, my current emotional problem, my crisis of the life is because of I lost someone there. I lost that. So basically, I am blaming someone, some external event for my well being. Okay. And that is a very common thing with almost everyone. If you lose your business, if you lose your job, then you blame my current problem, my current crisis, my too much addiction of drink, of smoking, or watching screen time, or involving gambling, or involving other bad activities is because I'm trying to escape. I can't imagine that I'm no longer uh, doing a work in that company. I can't believe that I lost my business which I built from the scratch. I can't believe it that my girlfriend or my boyfriend cheated me. I can't, that's all unacceptance. That all denial is is a crisis. And that is a major crisis. And you trying to escape from that and blaming other out there. Okay, that's Dr. David Hawkins is saying to you. That is the reality we do, but this is a very poor response. And how we need to respond, I'm going to tell you through the book as well. That is our goal of today's class. But we'll continue to read it. Dr. David Hawkins further said the only problem is owns one's own feelingness. The real problem is not actually the death of someone out there. A person is up against the energy of one's own feelingness, the overwhelm of the energy of that. If one directs their attention and focuses it there with precision, it aborts what could be a prolonged and very painful experience. It is brought to an abrupt end. Okay, let's see, go further. He further say, what happens if we keep on letting go of this energy? What happens if we welcome it, this energy? What if we say, what an opportunity to decompress all this energy? What will be the experience then? It will be relatively brief compared to what it would with an ordinary state of consciousness. Suddenly, the energy field stops. It is as though when the pressure gauge on the compression chamber reaches a certain point, the overflow stops, and then we experience a state of peace. Right out of acute catastrophe come profound states of peace. If someone has been through this, they understand what is meant here. The core of relief is surrendering the energy at the greater depth. So David Hawkins is saying about that you must surrender if you want to relieve. You must accept the truth, what has happened as it is, without your judgment as it is, if you want to relieve from the pain. Never ever do resist and in the mode and don't accept this. Always accept it because relief and the peace is in the surrendering, the movement. And you can witness the experience of that crisis in which you are without labeling it, without giving the negative energy and blaming the external, the others thing, anything other is responsible. That is a faulty thought in your mind, and you are indulged in that thought, which is negative mind is blaming someone for your current condition. This is not possible. Your current circumstances, you are responsible. It is yourself which is blaming some external event. But if you will stay there for longer, if you will stay there for longer time, then this unacceptance will give you a heart attack, will give you a torture of your physical body, for your mental illness can be grown up. Your emotional imbalance will be frequently witnessed. So that is the problem with a lot of people. They want to stay and that then make them holding back. This thing make you hold back and stay longer with your past event, whatever it happened. And that is a killing of your freedom, because it is like a crab is pushing you down to, as soon you start to make rise, they will push you down, and then you eventually in the crabs of unacceptance. You do not have power to get you free because you have become stuck in the past. You do not know how to surrender the situation, and that's why the resistance has clutches you. Resistance has grabbed you. Your life is under resistance, and you think, your negative mind think, more you resist, more you will out from the crisis, and that won't going to be happen. Opposite is true. More less resistance you will have in the life and accept the situation as it is, Surrender the movement without any resistance. Let it go what is happening. Just experience the experiencing event. Then you will not holding anything to connect with you, because you are no longer part of that negative energy or negative event is going to happen. The core of relief is surrendering that energy at the greater depth. You have to be very strong and at the same time innocent. Okay, because more you will resist, more your ego will empowered, and more you will be in the crisis, you know. So that's why this is the main problem. So what happens? So Dr. David Hawkins is further saying, certainly, uh, sorry, I think there's a local school, some fun fair is going on. Let me close the window, yeah? I'm coming back. It's creating background noise. 1 second. Sorry. I know actually it's not fun fair. It's some religious gathering is going on the roads in London, because today is a Sunday and they have scheduled a festival and they are passing through the main road, and that's why it is going on a noise. So my apologies. Okay. So let's continue to read the next paragraph. So Dr. David Hawkins is saying, suddenly all the agony stops, and instead there is almost a silence, an infinite presence, an infinite state of peace, something that may be greater than any experience a person has had in their life previously. They are not the same when they come out on the other side of it. From then on, they are lighter, freer, and less object to pain within own emotional experience. So this is also very crystal clear. Now, I'm going to share with you a great example uh, of true example of a woman. But before I'm going to women, I want to make a context, and that is going to change your life. So the people who are watching me, I'm very confident if you listen and watch this recording. The content of the story which I'm going to share with you, based on the book which Dr. David Hawkins just described. I have made some AI pictures as well, so you will learn about this story. And this one story, true actually story, from the United States Army, uh, a war when they were uh, fighting against Vietnam in Central Asia a couple of, I think, years ago, in late 1970s or 80s. From that true example. But before that, I want to concentrate on reading, and then we will come across on the book. So we have joined someone, Joseph. Oh, hello. Hi, Joseph. Thank you very much for joining my class. I warmly welcome to you. I hope you can hear me. Uh, you can unmute your mic and you can introduce yourself, or maybe you can leave a text message. I hope you can hear me. Yeah. Okay. Uh, yeah. I'm here to listen to you and read your message. Okay. Oh yeah. Thank you very much for texting. I really appreciate Joseph. Yeah, he can hear me. Thank you so much. So let's go to the reading of this paragraph, and then we will read the story. Dr. David Hawkins is saying, clinically, what usually happens is that the person now sighs with the relief. They realize that the life is going to continue and they can live with it, as bad as it seemed. somehow they can survive. Peace continue, peace continue for a variable period of time, and then a wave of emotionality comes back. It tends to return in waves with periods of relief in between. When the wave comes back, they welcome it again and try to release as much of the pressure they can before the valve closes again. They welcome it as a very valuable opportunity. And since it may not happen very many times in life, it is one of to be triggered. The value of it comes only when a person is really on the other side of the experience and can look back on it with the wisdom that has been gained and understand that the mind is not going to be of any real help in experience. This is because the mind looks in a wrong direction and says, if I could only change the circumstances of the event out there, then I would feel all right. And there are some good clinical example of that. And now we are coming to story. And you see the last line, that this is the problem of human tragedy we are experiencing and everybody is experiencing. That's the tragedy of our ego mind, that we think that I will be happy once it will be done. I will be all right when this will be done. I will be doing this when this will be done. So we basically making these illogical things as a logical consequences due to our ego mind. And out there, external circumstances will happen and then I would change. However, the Dr. David is saying opposite is true. Once you will change your inner self, then the outer circumstances will change. Once you feel empowered, once you feel positive, once you feel energetic and spiritual, this will impact out there. So it is inside out approach, which is a true approach, not outside in approach, which is a illusion. And that illusion, if stay for longer, then you won't be control on the life anymore. No matter, even you get a lot of money after that, even you get your beloved one after that, even if you become healthy after that, you will not enjoy that thing as well. And now I'm going to tell you the example. And what is that? Once upon a time, there was a mother of a army, US Army serviceman who was killed in Vietnam War. And an army person came to the home and tell to the mother, oh mother, I have a very bad news that your son is killed in Vietnam. I'm very sorry to tell you. I'm very, very sorry to tell you. Now that she's a mom, okay, and what would be happened after that happened? The mom become insensitive. Mom become uh, with huge pain to become a painless. She become still. Now she is no longer sense anything. She is overwhelmed in pain. She took this as the everything, and she made herself almost like a die, because her precious, her prestigious son is killed in a war, and she can't believe it. She is not accepting it, and now this is a huge burden on her. And now she is no longer eating anything. She is not sleeping. Maybe sleep sometime in the night for a quick nap. She's becoming I mean, you can imagine she's in apathy. We call this situation, psychological situation, a medical condition, apathy. And because she is also living with her daughter, with the daughter's husband as well. All are very, very concerned about her health because she is not accepting her son's death. And now, what is happening because of this, she stays for longer term. 10 days passed, 5 and 5, 10 days is a big time. From 10 days, she is mourning. She is in grief. She is bereavement state of consciousness. But something happens. After 10 days, they got a telegram. Her daughter got a telegram and learned from the telegram actually that her brother or the mother's son actually is alive, is not dead. Because of the computer mistake, his son name and the identity number was very similar with another serviceman who actually was killed. And because of the computer one typo error, they thought her son was dead. And because her sister became overjoyed, oh my God, my brother is still alive. I can't believe it. Let's go. And she ran towards mom and said, Mother, 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 look, your son is alive. Look, it was just a computer mistake. Look what happens. You could not imagine that the mother did not move because she has gone longer into the grief. Now she cannot come back. Even she is hearing a great news. It's not like that she's not hearing anything because she is in a condition where she just has gone in the deep pain. So now no longer there is enjoyment. She does not have capacity because she did not accept the event before. Okay. And she did not surrender before. She did not accept the bad news that, and she stayed it longer, and now her inner self now got dispersed and complex and psychotic. Now she is no longer enjoying the truth of the news. And that is the problem. When we stay in crisis for longer, then we basically make ourselves destroy. So we lose basically a capacity, a tendency to enjoy the happiness which will come in your life anymore. So that is because we do not uh, have learning about how to surrender the bad news or surrendering the situation. That's why now she is in still coma type of condition, and and this is a true incident by Dr. David Hawkins, and that uh, uh, because she was a patient of Dr. David Hawkins, who is the writer of the book. He has referred this incident that why the surrender is not our priority, and because of lackness of this spirituality, we lose our happiness in our real life. So let's go and change and learn about this story. And let me tell you the story is start from yeah. So I will go through the story. If the Joseph can read it, okay. Joseph has a message. Unfortunately, I'm unable to unmute myself. Okay, no problem. That's absolutely fine, Joseph. Um, yeah, I'm happy if you can read the paragraph, but if you can't, no problem. I will read this story for you. So there was a case of woman who received a telegram saying her son was killed in Vietnam War. As a result, she stopped talking, sat on a rocking chair near a window, and just kept rocking back and forth, staring numbly out of the window. She was in the state of cold apathy. With a complete loss of energy, the world looked hopeless, and to her, God was dead. She rocked back and forth in this hopeless state, not responding verbally to her family. She refused to eat, barely slept, with naps perhaps during the night, just stared blankly out the window in the state of total apathy. We found that the certain changes had taken place in her brain chemistry as a result of this, with the neurotransmitter being depleted. So, because she's a patient in the clinic of a doctor, so doctor said because of this, her neurotransmitters are going to be depleted as well. They witness because of this inner trauma she has absorbed. Then what happened in the meanwhile, family did not know what to do and they were very disturbed. About 10 days later, the family received another telegram from the US Department of Defense saying that it was all a mistake, that the son had not been killed in action, that it was another serviceman with the same name and the ID number, and that was one digit different, and there had been a computer error. The family told to the woman, Mother, he's not dead. She went right on rocking, staring blankly out of the window as though she did not even hear them. So this is the quick story about what is the importance of acceptance. So Dr. David Hawkins is still saying, so changes the circumstances in the outer world is not necessarily going to change the upset because it has started a process. It is the process that has to be handled. It is not the event that have happened out there that have to be accepted because that is just what we cannot do. We cannot accept the circumstances that have happened in our life. This is a very important point that any circumstances and event happen, don't let it interfere your life. Okay? Because event happens to make a space, negative space in your life, and you allow them to uh, to come. And how you can allow? One, you can accept is as just a flow of time. The other is you are accepting as a part of your bad experience of the past, as a traumatic or tragedy experience of that event. Okay. That you do not need to do. Okay. It is very important. We cannot accept the circumstances that will happen in our life. What we can do is accept and surrender to the fact that one has to bite the bullet to be with the situation right now. Okay. And let it go. It's a beautiful example of letting go. For example, if our leg is caught in the bear trap and there is no other way out, we surrender to the experience itself. We necessity to sit through it, face it, handle it, and surrender to the experiencing of the experience using the technique already presented. This is a very mind blowing. How if you caught by lion or bear, and for example, if you will not accept how it is, I can't believe it. My hand is going to be eaten by a lion or bear. But doctor is saying, for example, if this happened, so there are two ways you will resist. So by doing in a resistance, do you think that you will save your hand from the lion or the bear? No, it will increase thousand time multiply more the pain. What if you surrender? Okay, now my hand is in the mouth of bear. okay, what I can do. Okay. So this is just an example that if we allow the situation to happen, then we will have less pain. More we will resist, more greater that pain will come, and long-term suffering you will have. Okay. And this is the freedom we need to do. Don't let at the mercy of external circumstances. Don't let your life at the connection with something happened and then it will change yourself. The true event is it should be inside out approach, not outside in approach. And that is the wisdom we need to learn, we need to experience, and we need to develop our consciousness to face any challenge of the life, face any crisis of the life with positive thing. So this is the meaning we need to we need to extract. We need to learn from this. So there was a reading from page 241 to 249. So this there are a lot of other incident and tips and techniques Dr. David Hawkins has presented in the book. So you go to home, read it. I can email you the reading as well if you type your email address. And then for the next week, which is a week number 4, the same time, we will learn the last lesson, the last week, that how to handle the major crisis uh, in a with a new different techniques. So far, if you tell me uh, what is your question, what is your feelings at the moment, if you want to share anything else, if you have any objection, if there is any challenge you want to share here, if there is a question, you just unmute your mic and ask and share with me. Um, and also, you can join my YouTube channel as well. Uh, if you go to the YouTube and just search my name, Maratib Ali Shad, I will. So I will write. I mean, upload this episode there as well. So if
Hey
you have
there, it's
missed
Breandan.
something, sorry, say again.
Hello, it's Breandan. Just to say that,
Yeah,
yeah, the word that came up for me as you've been helping us understand, the message and the teaching of David Hawkins is, this word response, like that we can't control always the situation, the circumstance, or let's call it the stimulus, but that the response is something we can control, and it reminds me of that. There's a quote by Viktor Frankl, about the space between stimulus and response and how important it is just to give ourselves time to, I guess, of course, react like we're humans and there's natural reactions to grief and shock and all of that. But that the problem is if it ends up getting stuck, that reaction gets stuck and it never really progresses into a response that kind of gives us back some sense of agency in our lives. So I'm just thinking of the words response, um, stuck, and time. We give ourselves some time because sometimes it's slow, but hopefully we can go from the initial reaction to a more, a life-giving kind of response.
yeah. No, that's very true. The Dr. Stephen Covey, in his book Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, he discussed about what the Brandon is describing about there is a gap between stimulus and response. And if something happened in your life, then the response should be should be under a spiritual power, should be under a spiritual surrender, should be under a mental intelligence, a physical intelligence, should be under a emotional intelligence. So there are 4, 5 factors. With these 4, 5 intelligences, spiritual intelligence, mental intelligence, physical intelligence, and social economic emotional intelligence, under these light you give the response. And who is a governing factor of this gap? Spiritual intelligence. Basically, I'm talking about here that between stimulus and response, the duration is governed, must be governed by your spiritual intelligence. And that is based on the fact that the power of surrender, the power of uh, the living in a present life, a present moment, living the and accepting the event as it is without any judgment. So these are the powerful response one could come out from their crisis. Yeah. But if, for example, between stimulus and response, between something crisis is happening, and my response, if it is overreaction, if my response is under very poor mental intelligence, very poor spiritual intelligence, but strong emotional reactivity, then what will happen? I will become apathy. I will become more angry. I will become more egoful. My ego will be more high. And because I'm not accepting to the stimulus, okay, because of the lack of spiritual intelligence. So therefore, uh, that spiritual intelligence is necessarily to make a wise response for from any stimulus, from any crisis. If you lose someone dear one, if you lost the money, if you are hit by someone, if you are abused by someone, or you have any of the stimulus in your life, your response should be very, very spiritual. That is basically mean. There is no other way that if without empowering my spiritual intelligence, if I respond to something, I will get a ideal result. No, there is no other way. Yeah, you can stay longer. That's how our society is teaching that if something happen, you resist it. My teacher told me wrongly. My parents told me wrongly. My media and TV and movies told me wrongly that if something happens, some stimulus happen, just resist it, more resist and more resist, and and that's it. There is no cure in this resistance. There is no any healing in this resistance. Do you think that more we resist, we never come out from the problem? More we resist, more complex problem would be. Okay, if I'm resisting my wife, if I'm resisting my husband, if I'm resisting my boss, if I'm resisting my brother, sister, if I'm resisting to the local people, my neighbor, if I'm resisting to myself, more I will be in pain and there will be no cure. So basically, my the purpose of this class to help you, to give you awareness that how without resistance we can resolve our problem towards happiness. And not no ego, nothing. You can survive. You need to go more towards happier than just a survival. So there are 2 levels of happiness. One, if you want to survive just on a simple level, which the other insects and animals are surviving on a basic human level, or you want to really enjoy the spiritual level when you are spiritual happy, that happiness is not in a basic survival. You need to upgrade your conscious level to the spiritual intelligence, which is the message of this class and this book, and the Sufi spirituality, which we often learn from Rumi as well, from a lot of literature, even in Indian spirituality, also from Buddhist monk as well. They all believe on this surrender. They all, because this is the universal teaching. The spirituality is no longer associated with particular spiritual or religious path. No, it is a universal teaching you can find in any religion: Christianity, Hindu, Sikhism, as a Buddhist, as a Muslim, or Zoroastrianism, or even if you do not believe on any religion, still you can find this as a universal phenomena. The surrendering is just a universal phenomena. But yes, you can practice it, and that's make you out of the crisis. That is, but that's a great reference you have given from the Victor, uh, and also Dr. Sivan Kavi's teaching as well. So, uh, somebody has any question? If I give you my YouTube link, so maybe you can join this, subscribe the YouTube channel as well. I'm trying to grow it so that more people can, and same mind, like mind people can join and get the update as well. Let me give you the YouTube channel link. Okay, maybe I will send you the email to join it. Uh, so, uh, anybody has any question or any feelings to share? And the next week, which is the last week of this course, handling the major
We are now
crisis.
muted.
Sorry, say again. Yeah, Brendan, you are saying something?
Thanks for a great session.
Oh, thank you very, no problem. You're very welcome, my friend. So we'll be in touch, and even next week is the last week, and after that I will bring another new course. Uh, so if you are or anyone who are in my class and who is watching a recording, so if you like to learn in certain topics, like I mentioned about my all topics are related with a vast subject line, which is applied psychology, developmental psychology, personal development, spirituality and enlightenment, sociology, science, uh, and more important, happiness and highest peace of level. And some elements, sometimes I do teach related business as well, but mainly it is related with this. So from last couple of years, I'm arranging these free courses, free online, uh, from the books, to give you the meaning of the life and to helping you. So far, I have around 395 students in my class, and they come and join me time to time. So far they have enrollment of 395 people, and they are increasing every day. So thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next Sunday, the same time, on my Facebook Live page and also on the Zoom. Thank you, and God bless you.